Alright guys, so for this performance, just keep in mind that this trick in real life would need 2 spectators, but for this case, in this performance video, I'm going to be playing both of the spectators. So just keep in mind, I'm not going to be doing anything weird. I'm just going to try my best to explain what the spectators would be doing, but without actual spectators. So this is what the performance would look like right over here. So before the trick even starts, the cards are on the table. I haven't touched them yet, and I'm going to write down a little prediction first. So I'm going to write down a short little prediction here just before we get started, and alright, done. And I'm going to take the prediction and I'm going to place it right here under the card box, just like so. Alright, so now we have the cards over here just like this, and they're all shuffled and totally random. We can go ahead and give them a little bit of a mix-up if the spectator would like me to, so we can go ahead and give the cards a little bit of a shuffle and a cut. So now I'm going to take the top 6 cards and I'm going to spread them off, and I'm actually going to show them to the spectator just like this. And I'm going to look away because I want the spectator to look at any card basically and to think of any card that they want. So for example, if I had a spectator, let's just say that they are thinking of the 2 of spades. The magician would have no idea what card they're thinking of pretty much in the actual trick. So, but for example, let's just say that the spectator is thinking of the 2 of spades. So we're going to take the cards and place them back on top of the deck. Now I'm going to hand the cards over to the spectator who just thought of the card, and I'm going to tell them to think of their thought of card from that pile. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be spelling out the name of the card that they just thought of, and they're going to be dealing down 1 card for each letter of the word. So for example, if you were thinking of the king of spades, you would deal down 1 card for each letter. So you would go K, I, N, G, O, F, S, P, A, D, E, S for the king of spades. So now I let the spectator take the cards, and to do this to themselves silently, and they're just going to say the letters in their mind. So, and I'll put the letters up on the screen. So because this is what the trick would basically look like if the spectator was doing it like this. Okay, so once the spectator has dealt out their pile, or the name of the card, we'll set the cards down, and the magician is going to count the cards that the first spectator just dealt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. Alright, so now I'm going to turn over to the second spectator, and I'm going to say, for the next part of the trick, these amount of cards, we're going to need the equal amount of cards for you, so that you guys will have an equal amount of cards, and it will work out for the next part of the trick. So 11, and we're going to deal down 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The reason for having the same amount of cards is because the first spectator's influence is going to help me find your card, and I'm going to write down a prediction right now for what I think you are going to choose. So I'm just going to write down a quick little prediction here. Shouldn't take very long, and I am done. Perfect. We're going to take this prediction, also set it under the card box, just like so. Now I'm going to explain what the spectators should do now using the rest of the deck. I'm going to ask both the spectators to pick up their respective piles, take the top card, place it under on the bottom, and then take the next top card and set it on the table. So you're going to be doing a pattern of under, down, under, down, under, down, until you run out of cards and you have 1 card left. So in the real performance, both of the spectators would pick up their piles and do this under, down at the exact same time, and it would take, I'd say, around 30 seconds at the least. I'm just going to speed up the video in this part because I am going to be doing them one at a time in this case. Alright, so here we go. Okay, that's 1 card found just like this. And there's the second card, just like so. So now, as you can see over here, we have both of the predictions over here, and I'm going to hand them to the spectators just like this. Now, I'm going to reveal the second spectator's card first. They randomly stopped at the 10 of hearts. And I'd go ahead and have them have them open the prediction. Why did I say think? And they read, the second card chosen will be the 10 of hearts. Now, that's already impossible, but now for the first spectator. when they flip over their card and it is revealed to be their thought of card, I ask them to open up the prediction that I had written from the beginning of the card trick before we even did anything. And it reads, the thought of card is the 2 of spades. And that pretty much proves magic is real. I'm just kidding, guys, but yeah. So now I'm going to teach you guys how you can perform this absolutely incredible trick. Alright guys, so for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to be using the exact same cards that I did in the performance, and I would love it if you guys grabbed a deck of cards right now and just followed along, because that would be the easiest way to learn this trick right now. If you just watched the video and just watched it and then try to perform the trick after watching the video, you might mess up or just have a little trouble with it. So please just grab a deck of cards and follow along with me right now as you're watching the video. So grab a deck and you are going to need these cards. You're going to need these 6 cards no matter what. This is every time you perform the trick, you're going to need these cards. And you're going to need them in this order. So you're going to need these 6 cards. You're going to need the Queen of Diamonds, the 4 of Diamonds, the 8 of Spades, the King of Hearts, the 2 of Spades, and the 6 of Clubs, in that order, just like this. The reason that you need these cards is because the name of the cards is actually very significant to the order of what these cards are in. We'll start out with the 6 of Clubs. The 6 of Clubs actually has 10 letters in its name. S-I-X-O-F-C-L-U-B-S. That's 10 letters. The 2 of Spades has 11 letters. T-W-O-O-F-S-P-A-D-E-S. That's 11 letters. The King of Hearts has 12. 8 of Spades has 13. 4 of Diamonds has 14, and the Queen of Diamonds has 15. So that's why you need these cards, and basically it starts out with 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's how many letters all these cards have, just like that. So that's why you need these cards in this specific order. And then you can use any card that you want, but I just used the 10 of Hearts, and just to save paper, I'm just going to use it again. And this is basically how to set up the cards. You're going to take your deck and just give it a quick shuffle so that it looks all mixed up. Then you're going to take out the 6 cards in that order. You're going to place them on the top. And now you're going to count 16 cards, and you're going to place this random card in the 16th position, and all you have to do is remember what this card is, and just remember that, because it's going to be your second prediction. So you're going to count 16 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. Once you reach 16, you're not going to go one more. You're going to say 16, and you're going to place the 10 in that position so that it actually is the 16th card in the deck. And it's just, this trick is a totally mathematical card trick. So that's basically what the setup is for the deck. So now, the prediction, you're basically going to have 2 blank pieces of paper, and this is the start out of the trick. So you have 2 blank pieces of paper. You might have thought that the first prediction I wrote was this, but actually I was lying. The first prediction I wrote was actually for the second spectator. The first prediction I wrote, the one that I said before the trick even started, I'm going to write down a prediction, was this one. The second card chosen will be the 10 of Hearts, and this is what you're going to write on your piece of paper, and you're going to fold it up and just set it under the card box, just like this. You could just set it in the middle, or you can set it a little bit higher or lower. I would set it a little bit higher than the middle of the cards, and I'll get back to that in just a minute. So there's my second prediction, and this piece of paper is still blank. We're going to set it aside. Just pretend this is blank. I'll just turn it over for now. So now you're going to pick up the deck, and you're basically just going to be doing some false shuffles or false cuts. So basically, I just peeled off like 10 cards from the bottom of the deck, which has no setup, and then I just placed them right back on the bottom, and that does absolutely nothing to the top 16 cards. And then I did this false cut where I swing cut the cards, broke off about half of the cards, and swing cut them into my other hand. And then I swing cut about half of these cards, and I kept a pinky break just like so, kept a pinky break. And then I'm going to transfer this half to my index finger. So my middle finger is holding it. I'm just going to switch to my index finger, because my middle finger is actually going to be grabbing the middle packet held by the pinky break, and the thumb is going to contact the bottom of the middle pack just like this, and the middle finger is going to contact the top, so just like this. And your index finger is going to swing it over, and your pinky's still going to be down, and you're going to basically switch out this pack for this pack. Hold that pinky break, slap this packet on top, and then basically take all the cards from the break, set them on the table, and then these on the table. And that is a false cut. You guys can watch the video again if you want to learn how to do that one more time, but basically does not disturb the order of the cards. So you do some false shuffles and false cuts, and you're going to spread out the top 6 cards. Now for this part of the trick, the magician honestly has no idea what's going on for the moment. So first you show all the cards, and for this example, again, let's just say the spectator's thinking of the 2 of spades, but in real life, you would have absolutely no idea what they're thinking of at this moment, but you are going to find out in just a minute. So you're going to have them think of any card. So they think of any card. For this example, let's say they're thinking of the 2 of spades, but the magician has no idea. You're going to set the cards back on top without disturbing the order, and you're going to explain the dealing of the name of the card using 1 card for each letter. This is how you're going to find out what card they're thinking of. You have to remember 10 is a key number because that's actually how many letters the 6 of clubs is. So if you can remember that, you just have to remember the backwards order of the cards. So 6 of clubs has 10 letters. The next one is the 2 of spades, which has 11. King of hearts has 12. The 8 of spades has 13, the 4 of diamonds has 14, and the queen of diamonds has 15. So if you can just remember that the 6 of clubs has 10 letters, you're pretty much all ready to go. Basically, they're going to deal out TWOOFSPADES, but what you are going to be doing is watching them, and you're just going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's going to be the way that you know that they thought of the 2 of spades, because the 2 of spades has 11 letters in it. Your key number is 10 because it's the 6 of clubs, and that's going to be the last card in your 6-card stack right here. So it goes 6, then 2, then king, then 8, 4, then queen of diamonds. And that's how you know what the thought of card is. So they're going to spell out 2 of spades, but this is what the magician sees. You're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the spectator's dealing out the cards, not you. You're watching them deal out the cards, and whenever they stop, you're going to remember what number that is. The number of cards means the number of letters in the name of the card that they just thought of. So this is 11 cards, and that means 10 is 6 of clubs, which means 11 is 1 more card behind it, which means it's the 2 of spades, which means they are thinking of the 2 of spades. So now you can have them set down the deck. The magician is going to pick up the pile that they just dealt down, and you're going to count out loud to everyone, showing how many cards they dealt out. And you're going to pretend like this is significant to what the second spectator is going to pick, which it actually is. But this is also a nice convincer if you miscount in any way. This is a nice convincer so that you know, the magician knows how many cards they dealt, so that you don't mess up your next prediction in the next part. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now you know for a fact that the spectator actually dealt 11 cards, and now you know for a fact that they actually thought of the 2 of spades. So now you're going to say, all right, I'm going to deal out 11 more cards for the second spectator, because the first spectator is going to influence what you are going to choose, and it's also going to help me predict what you're also going to choose. So we're going to deal down 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, whatever number they dealt down, you're going to deal down the same amount of cards from the top of the deck, and all this does is, it's just a mathematical principle. I'm not really sure how it works, but it basically places the 10 of hearts, your predicted card, in the position when you go under, down, and also this setup also places the thought of card in the under, down position as well. So now, before you do anything else, before you do the under, down thing, you're actually going to take your next blank piece of paper, and you're going to write down what the thought of card is. But you're going to pretend like you're writing down what the second spectator is going to pick. But you're actually writing down what the thought of card that they thought of is. And you can fold up the piece of paper, and you're actually going to set this underneath the card box. And notice how I placed this prediction a little bit higher. I can place this one a little bit lower, just so that I can remember which one is which. And then I can place those under the card box and just keep those lined up. And now leave that there and let them forget about the predictions for just a minute, because they're going to be really focused on the under, down thing for a minute. And you're going to explain to them that they're going to take the top card, go under, and then the next top card goes down. And you're going to go under, down, and you can basically do an example with the remainder of the deck, because there is no setup and you actually do not need the rest of the deck anymore. So you can totally show an example of what it would look like with the rest of the deck if the spectators get confused. So now they're going to do this, and I'll speed up the video one more time, but they're basically going to go under, down, under, down, under, down. and they are left with actually the 10 of hearts, which is your predicted card. Remember, this part is all mathematical. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, but it's a very, very cool mathematical principle. And also, you're going to do the exact same thing, or the spectator is going to be doing the exact same thing with this pile over here. And you'll notice that the card that they landed on is actually going to be the thought of card, the 2 of spades. Now you'll notice that this works with the number of cards that they dealt with. So for example, if they dealt 12 cards, which would be the king of hearts, and then if you did the under down with this pile, you would actually land on the king of hearts, and it would work every single time. So trust me, it really does work. So hopefully you guys landed on the 2 of spades, because hopefully you're following along. And now, before you have them reveal what the card is, you're going to have them just hold it in their hand and don't flip it over yet. You're going to lift up the box and you're going to remember which prediction is which. You're going to remember that this is the first prediction that you wrote down because it's on top. So you're actually going to give this to the second spectator. And then you're going to give the prediction that you just wrote, the second prediction, to the first spectator. But you're not really going to make a big deal out of it because you don't really want them to remember which prediction you wrote down first. And that's why I use the card box to just conceal the order of them. And you can actually bring out the predictions and switch the order of them so that they don't remember which one is which as they're doing under down, so that they're actually distracted. And this can be some misdirection if you are worried about them noticing what the cards are. Obviously, in the performance video, I couldn't use any misdirection because I was the one doing the under down, so I wouldn't have been able to have 4 hands and bring out the prediction as I was doing under down. But now you can reveal that the second spectator, you can have them flip over the card, and make sure you do the second spectator first and have them open up the prediction, and it reads, the second card chosen will be the 10 of hearts. And now you say not only did the first spectator, and then you have them flip over the card, have it be their thought of card, but you're going to say, now the prediction I wrote down before the trick even started, make sure you mention that one more time so that it makes the trick really impossible. You're going to say, before the trick even started, I wrote down the prediction, but they're obviously not going to remember which prediction is which because you're going to switch them as they're doing the under down thing, and they're going to be totally distracted. And then you can show that you knew that the thought of card will be the 2 of spades before the trick even started. And that is basically the trick, guys. So go ahead and try out this trick with any of those 6 cards. So for example, let's just say they're thinking of the king of hearts, for example. So they're going to deal out KINGOFHEARTS, and that's actually 12 cards. So then you deal out 12 cards for the second spectator, and then you do under down, under down. You will still land on the 10 of hearts, and in the thought of cards spectators pile, you will land on the king of hearts, and it will work every single time. So basically, guys, that's basically the trick. So hopefully you guys really like this trick. This is one of my absolute favorite tricks. Even though it requires a setup, it is still absolutely incredible and mind-blowing. So go out and just try this trick. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below so that I can answer them. And hopefully you guys like this trick, and see you guys for my next video. Bye.